Okay. Okay, I'm preparing to start streaming. Alright, too many windows. Pop out. Hey, it's Captain Ron. Is my audio working? Test, test. Audio. Alright, cool. Let me just move a couple windows right quick. Discord. Need the pop out chat here. Alright. Get this thing tuned into Discord. Alright, today we got something new. Need to switch to my OBS. There you are. HIVE View, which is a company that makes a bunch of stuff, some of which is home security and camera type stuff. And they recently announced, like a year or two ago, announced that they are discontinuing support for their home security stuff, including their cameras. And I found one at a Goodwill for $18.24, and it's brand new in the box. Should be fun. So we're gonna see if it is worth anything or if it is just junk. So because it's an unboxing channel, we'll go ahead and unbox it. Alright, there's one chunk of garbage. I did look up the manual for this at the manufacturer's site, and the first thing you're supposed to do when you get it is download their app and register an account. So obviously we're going to skip that, and we will never know how this thing was supposed to be. This is neatly packaged. I switched to my camera view. Neatly packaged and going to fall out. Awesome. This looks like it's a universal power adapter. I'm assuming there's a US plug right here. And it's gonna slide right on. It's just a USB port. And it says it is 2.5 amps. That's pretty good. Like, might be good enough to keep. We have this super nice pedestal. Whatever. We've got some wall anchors in case you're going to install this actually in your wall. The camera module itself. Pretty long USB cable. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe it goes on the bottom. Yep. It magnetically goes on the bottom. So hooray, free magnet. Here's the manual. You want to read it? Alright, did you get all that? Alright, and most of this is just waste. Now on their website where they talk about discontinuing these things, they use the excuse that it's better for the environment if you throw it away. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what they said. You should throw it away and it'll be better for the environment. So we've got all of this waste, so we're going to be good for the environment, we're going to throw it away. Now, how long is this cord? This may be my longest USB cable, and this will be the last time it is neatly arranged. Alright, so that's about 6 feet, and then we'll go the other way. I'm going to say that is 10 feet of USB. And then we got the camera itself. Like, do I even bother like plugging it in before I take it apart? I don't really see the point. And of course there are no visible screws, so we will be using our hammer. And I don't know. I see what you're saying, but I don't know if it's true. Like there's a seam on the back here that's visible. Not enough that I can get a fingernail into, not that I got much of a fingernail, but there's a similar seam on the front. So I do have some tweezers, some other stuff. Pry out the black plastic. Well, I mean that's an option, but I think I've got big vice grips. Like I don't actually have my hammer in here, but these vice grips work good on that Media GX10, ZX, whatever. Like that was definitely the right tool for that job. But yes. Alright, so I'm being instructed not to start with the hammer, but instead to start with something softer. So maybe we'll do that. I'm not even in frame here. Is my camera just moving on its own? I think it is. I'm using the, not the Wan's View, the Svarog camera. So that's exciting. Is this loose? That's what it is. It's loose. Alright, Svarog with its awesome tripod. An actual vise would be helpful, however my actual vise is for doing actual work. And it lives outside where the actual work gets done. What I do have, is this gonna focus? This is a pretty thin blade screwdriver that could get right in there and really chew some stuff up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and peel this film, and if my wife watches this, she will be sad. Because she loves to peel those things. Just gonna think about this a little bit. Like I'm not worried about scratching the exterior of this thing or the interior of this thing. And look at that. Quick as that, I got a bite. Now get another one. That was not enough to pop the lens off. We'll give it a second go. There we go. This is hard to do and show at the same time, but I'm winning, so there's that. Like if I tell you that I'm winning, that means something. Yeah. Slide my Pakistan under there. I don't know that I own Pakistan. Like I haven't checked my stocks lately, but I don't think that I have my own Pakistan. Alright. Ye of little faith. Wow, what's up with that garbage? When did that start happening? Alright, well now it's back. Sort of. Now it's going. What? Are you guys seeing this? What's going on with this camera? Look here. Gonna take my screwdriver at you next. You don't behave. Alright. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips screws. Three. I don't think Svarog is jealous. I mean, I don't know what it's doing, but it's a good camera of its own right. Really need a magnet. I should use that magnet base for this stuff. Hold my screws. Oh. Alright. It almost disappeared, but I got it. Alright, we have a magnet, or a camera module. The whole thing, and so there's heat shield. This one's actually got a little mass to it. That might be the magnet, though. It might be a magnet. Let's see. What do I have this magnetic? Nope, not a magnet. Alright, it is an interesting thing. I think this is supposed to have a built-in speaker. It's probably this dude. And there's our USB, reset button, kind of button. Looks like 3 sides of this are circuit board. And one side is just, there's a battery in here, and I'm assuming that's a speaker. Don't sit under the apple tree, or the apple will fall on you. Alright, we're just going to take all these screws out on these guys. And hopefully they all stay. This one's actually got a thermal pad under it. And 3 screws holding this. This thing does have some mass to it. I don't know how much of it is useful, but most of these don't have batteries. They must have one super power hungry CPU in here to need this big old heatsink. What else holds you together? 2 more. And maybe some glue. We'll see how this glue is. I might have to get the hammer. Trying to do this in frame as much as I can. Hopefully I'm not too far off. Look at see where my frame is. All right, we're just gonna down a little. Oh, come on, little guy. Down. There we go. All right. All right. In theory, all the mechanical attachments are removed, and we're down to this little weird tape. So just gonna take that right off. All right. This panel falls right out, almost. Oh, what stuck to you? Oh, really? Okay, so there's some kind of sensor on this, probably to know when it's on its pedestal. Alright, this one just bends. Oh, sorry, I bent it. This one's stuck. Oh, it bent too. Sorry. I know we're trying not to bend things. Oh, this guy, I mean, it was already bent. I don't know what to say. We're almost loose. What else is holding us? I think this has just a little tape holding us in place. Yeah. Yep, that's just a little heat spreader tape. Alright, I have visible chips. This is not. What the heck? This is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It says Ingenic T01. Focus. You can do it. T01. This one says Amberell something, and I will need to get a macro shot of that to see what it says. So this is probably the radio, since it is in a heat shield. And so this is a SK Hynix, which I believe they only make memory. These double-sided boards, I think they are. Oh, I found another screw. You think that is a temp sensor for the battery? It's in the wrong place for that. So the sensor would be here, and it would be covering this. So I think it does something other than battery temperature. Alright, get this guy off. There's another button that was hidden. You got battery connectors coming in. Yeah, the positioning of it would be about right for the SoC temperature. But this thing is just jam-packed in here. But it's got little tiny ribbon cables all over it. So I'd like to gain access to the backside of these boards. See what I can see behind them. But all these little ribbon cables, they're not going to make that so easy. I've got another screw here hidden underneath the battery connector. There are a couple maybe test points on here. I'm hoping we get lucky and find a GTL. Okay, there's another one over here. There's a port for a external antenna. Yep, all boards wrapped around the lens and tube. Make it as unfriendly as possible to take apart, at least for people who are trying to be careful. Well, look at that. I believe I found our flash chip. Alright, I'm going to have to start unhooking some things. And I'll start with the flash chip. Is this a pop up or pop out? This will be the last time this is ever connected, because I'll never get it back in that hole. There we go. Alright. So, what do you think? Eyeball this guy. Focus. Focus. Let's see if I can read the writing on it. Use my phone, which is gone. There it is. Not being careful. Just haven't had the need to break it yet. Give me time. Right, no flash. There we go. Alright. Go ahead and send this on to Discord chat. But I am assuming that it is our flash chip. It's kind of tightly packed in there. What else is holding this in? So we've got a 2-pin connector for the speaker. That's gonna be interesting. We've got, I guess this is gonna be the microphone on this ribbon cable. I feel like we don't need this heat sensor plugged in right now. See if I can get that one out. That is an interesting clip. Alright, 16 meg flash. Sounds like what I need. It's definitely a slightly different than I expected clip on here. And it doesn't seem to move. And I'm not using my hammer, I'm actually trying to not break this part. I don't know. What do you think about this clip? See if it focuses. Like, it's almost like the ribbon went in backwards, and neither part of it is moving. Like the one next to it pops right up, comes right out. This one, I mean, I just pulled it a little and it eventually came out. Go ahead and unplug the battery. I don't feel like I'm in danger of plugging into the wrong place on any of these. Like, they're all pretty obvious where they go. Alright, you clip. How do you work? Look like you just pop right out, but you don't. Nothing moves you. Some of these weird clips. Whatever, you can dangle for now. You're attached to the battery. Alright, so last one I think is this camera. You think you flip the back of that style? Okay, that one flipped right up. Or that's the microphone, rather. So it's loose. And this one is the camera. Alright. That one's loose. And then we'll get rid of the speaker. Alright, now we have the business end of this camera all split up nicely. So I'm looking for a place for headers, and let's see how our focus works. Focus here. All right, you see these guys? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's going to be TTL. I'm gonna get this other chip on here. There's a yellow dot on it that's kind of obfuscating part of the label. I don't know if that yellow is gonna come off or not, but I will try to get the yellow off with a little water. I'm using my 18-foot long microphone today. A little water. That's doing nothing to the yellow dot. So let me send a close-up of this chip to the Discord as well. Amberella. All right. Maybe one of you guys can look up what that dude actually is. What's an Ingenic T01? Alright, so in order to do anything with this, we'll need to get power. So power comes in here. I'm assuming it will run just from USB and doesn't actually need the battery. I got the battery off. So power comes in over here, goes into this dude. Close it up. T01 is cost down version, okay? So here we have the business end of this guy. And I need a USB cable. I really need one that is at least 10 feet long, or I'll never be able to get this job done. We got that. And we will power it up. And we'll try this button. See if anything lights up or anything. No. This button. No. Like, I suppose it's possible this will only work if the battery pack is connected. Like, that could be a thing. But I do have it plugged into USB. I will check a few test points. AI vision processor. That sounds like something they should be using the Ingenic built-in vision processor instead, right? All right, we're gonna pan this thing down so you can see what I'm doing instead of watching me make faces at stuff. Where's the dip? It's all around back. There's the dip. Alright, so there's a couple test points. Seems safe that we should assume these outer ones are all ground. I mean, I could be wrong. Looking for anything that's got some voltage on it. So far I have just trace, like, noise level amounts of voltage. And it could just be that my multimeter sucks. Alright, all corners show just noise levels of voltage. I had high hopes for that one. It's like an ARM version of the T31. That would be pretty odd. This really seems like you should find some power on this power board. I'm going to try the two test pads together. Nope, still nothing. It's also probably off. Let's go ahead and plug the battery back in, I suppose. Battery's liability. It's also difficult to get this connector in. Yeah, it just snaps in. Don't like the way that fits, but there it is. So, USB should be something. Should be charging this battery now. So I've got no kind of lights. I mean, it's possible I broke it already. Let's be fair. But now we can probe on the battery connector. You should have some incoming voltage. Should also not move while I'm probing it. I got about 2 volts. May not be enough for this thing to boot. But we'll let it sit and check out those pins that I'm hoping are TTL. Where did you guys go? There they are. They sure are little bitty guys, so that's fun. Ground. Got nothing. Next one, we got nothing. Next one, we got -3 volts. Alright, so then we got that backwards. It should be 3 volts. Yep. And so the other 3 will be, well, the next one's ground, and the next 2 will be receive and transmit. So we'll have that fairly quickly, I believe. Now, I don't think that these are going to come anywhere near fitting. Well, definitely not. That's going to be some fun, small stuff soldering that I'm totally excited to do. Let me make a list of how excited I am to solder some small things. To add a photo of that dude too. Macro, please. Just for posterity's sake. Spirit engine. Alright, got that shared. Yeah, in theory, I should be able to tell which one's which just by the voltage from it to ground. So we'll try that. And we know the second one is our ground. Pin 1 is 3 volts. Pin 2 is 3 volts. Alright, they're all 3 volts. That doesn't work. That's not the correct voltage, but yeah. I'm getting 3 volts on all of them. That didn't help. it should be like 1.8 to like 2.3 or 2.2 volts for the transmit side. That's definitely not what I saw. Yeah. That's basically what I have to do. So I've got I need different connectors on here. I need female to male connectors on my serial converter. I'll get that plugged in. Do I have any female to male up here? Yes, I do. Perfect. So we can go black to ground. We'll go red transmit and yellow to receive. And I've got my VNC over here. And let's switch over and see what we can see. VNC. Alright, now the question is, how do I force this thing to reboot when it's on a battery and USB? I should have tested it without the power pack plugged in. I'm going to do that. Alright, power pack's out. See if we still have voltage. Yep, 3.1. 3.1. And 3.1. Everywhere I look, 3.1. Alright, so we'll unplug. That should be dead. And looking for receive on yellow. And our black is ground. So we'll discard the other two. Now I need an additional hand. Here I've got those two pins pressed. And we'll plug her in. Nothing. We'll try pressing buttons. Nothing. Try pressing this button. Still nothing. Alright. Try the next one. Now we're on pins that are next to each other. I was hoping it'd be the two that were far apart, but it weren't. I'll unplug and replug. So we got nothing there. Press button 1, press button 2, still nothing. Alright, well there's only one left. So as unreasonable as it sounds, these may not be TTL, they may be some completely unrelated purpose. Unplug, replug, nothing, button 1, button 2. Alright, well we got nothing on all of those. So let's see if Captain Ron says I'm doing it wrong. Pretty sure I was doing it more or less right. Captain Ron says, is there corrosion or flux near the clock on the board closest to the webcam? I mean there's there's a little something there. I don't know that it's anything, but it's also maybe not nothing. What else do we have on here? Any additional test points? There are just random test points here and there. But I was really hoping that those would have been the right ones. Found a different header that also had a bunch of pins. Well, I definitely see a bunch of sitting off by themselves kind of test points on here. I guess I can probe around and see if I find any that are in the 2 volt range or so. First I'll make sure that we still have voltage here, which might just be voltage in and have nothing to do with this thing running, but we know we got a good ground. We got 3.3 volts there. We got no volts there. Boy, there's a bunch of them in here. You got 0.1, 0.06, nothing, 0.1 again, got 3 volts, 0, 0, 0.5, and this one's moving, but it's going like it's going as high as like 3.6 and as low as like 1.6. Move the terminal so we can see which terminal. Like this one, I might even pull the oscilloscope out to try that test pad again. See if you can see the readout here. Oh, what's all this crap? Alright. Well, I had some stuff on there when I was probing, and for some reason I did not see it on my OSB or OBS. So what's up with that? Where did you all come from? It means we're gonna try it again because we had something and then I didn't see it. Yay. Technology. Oh, I was still on the... Here I got the camera aimed down like I'm doing stuff and you're just looking at my screensaver. What's up with that? Who does that stuff? Alright. Well, now we are not in screensaver mode. And we've got... So we know which two we need. It's black and yellow. We got these two pins on. Let's reboot the thing's power. Alright, so that gave us some nothing. Let's try the next one. Oh, you know, I didn't push the button. Skipping steps here. There we go. We got something. What's that? Was that you? Oh. Being attacked back here, guys. There's a wasp that made it. Alright. You did get it? Or you're trying to get it? Alright. Minor emergency here. There's a fan. Oh, you just made him mad. He's still up there. He's up on this wall.
He's injured.
Well.
I knocked him out.
Great. Nope. He's not too injured. My wife, the bug murderer. Here we go. Alright. Are you still swinging at that thing? Alright. Being attacked in here. Yeah, I'm welcome. Alright. What are you guys talking about? What did I miss? Wrong window. This pop-out chat thing is not so straightforward. Alright, yeah, so AM boot we got. And I guess I can solder in some fine wires. Although I've got access to both sides of this, I could just do one top, one bottom, one top also. That's within my skill level. Let me switch back to my camera. No VNC, there we go. Alright. Get rid of this dude. I'll just go ahead and put connectors on all four, even though I know I only need 3, but I don't know which one is the number 3 that I need. So I switch tips, get set up here. Yeah. This one's gonna need a pretty fine tip. So since I have one of those. Alright, and I guess I'm just going to use the wire that I have here. Let me plug in my iron. Definitely do not have enough power outlets at my disposal. And where is my solder? I'll be needing that as well. Right, got a brand new spool of solder. And got a damp towel. All right. Wicton. Yeah, engine driven, but the one we use when we're parked is mounted on the back. Like those air conditioner units, the engine driven ones are good for about 65,000 BTU a piece. And the nice thing is they can do a pretty good job, and one of them can be broken at any time and you're still not going to die. So that's the best part about having two. Alright, I'm going to take this connector off so it's not in our way while I'm doing this. Slightly elevated, which I think I can do right here. This is going to be fun. One thing I know for sure is live soldering on camera is a great way to get really bad connections. So that's what we're doing. So I know ground is the second pin. We're going to play along with that. Oh, there's still some tape on my solder. Get out of here, you tape. Alright, there we go. It doesn't seem like this is so well focused for you guys, but not for lack of trying. Flux it. Oh, hey, it's handy. We're just getting ready to do some soldering, so now's your chance to make fun of me soldering since I made fun of you soldering last time. Oh, I don't know where my flux is, so we're gonna not flux it, Ron. We're just gonna YOLO. I will go ahead and put a little solder on it before. Do that. There we go. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, flux, 1.8%. It says so right on the label. That's how you know it's good. Are you helping?
No, I'm
Oh.
doing shoes. Try not to be
All right. All right, let me split some extra cord off of here. And we're gonna see if this works. It might not. I might have to actually get some thin wire for this, but I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work that way. That was me being a little hopeful. Here, look here. Yeah, I do have a whole bag of assorted resistors too, but it's over there. I'm over here. So, I don't know. Seems like a long walk. Trick is to blow on it like hot pizza. Solves all your soldering problems. Alright, so we do one on the right and stagger. Like you thought this wasn't going to work. Meanwhile, well, don't pull on it. Guys act like I'm the ham-fisted ones. You're trying to leverage things off of boards. Come on. Don't let him use a hammer. All right. One more. Yeah. This one didn't stick so good. We'll try it again. more solder on there, I think. I had it. No. All right. Now, next thing I will do is grab it and pull, and we'll see how that works. That was the next test, right? Killed soldering iron. TTL plugged back in. Alright, now the ones that we know, one of them fell off. Turn the soldering iron back on. You guys, you have to do better than that. I probably melted it right off. Look, I'm not saying the resistor idea isn't a good idea. It might be what I end up having to do. We'll see. Those might be making contact. Yep. All right. All right. Gonna grab my bag of resistors. To be honest, I didn't even remember that I had that bag of resistors until you mentioned it. But I do. It's in here somewhere. Alright, and I'm gonna need something I can clip with. Not the ideal thing, but I do have some nail clippers. That's those that'll do the job. Hopefully these will fit. I'm sure it'll be fine. Are we still pointed at this thing? What are we doing here? Yes. Alright, go ahead and lift these back up. And you go, come on. You can do it. There we go. Not that far though. I had it. All right, that's where I need it. And we'll do the other one. Still stagger them like we were going to do on the other side. All right, got 1 and 2. I bought a kit of resistors, just an assortment that has like 10 million resistors of different sizes. I only needed 1 resistor, but it was about the same price for 1 resistor as 10 million resistors in a bag. So I'm glad I'm using 1, 2. That's 3. That's gonna need some solder on it, I think. Whew. Burnt my thumb. There we go. Alright, I'll just touch the one up with a little bit of solder, call it good. Not that one, this one. Just a little cleanup right here, and we should be good to go. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, turning off my soldering iron, you guys, because I'm confident I'm doing it. Put away my bag of resistors. Like this huge bag of all kinds of resistors is like $11 or something. How can you go wrong? Alright, and let's do a little clip. Go. Bend these out to be accessible. And I bet I can even use female to female jumpers on here now that I've got these. Which way did I start? I started this way. So I know the second one here is my ground. We're gonna make that gray. Maybe I can use these jumpers, we'll see. Maybe I can't use these jumpers. Yeah. Maybe I can use them in a non-standard format. I really thought this was going to work. I think it'll work well enough. I don't have any gator clips. Alright, I don't remember which pin was which after that, so we're just gonna We're just gonna YOLO this a little bit. I know the first one was not in use, or at least it wasn't the receive, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Oh dang it, well that didn't work. They all just popped off. Like I could just solder those male ends onto this thing too. Dang it. Turning my soldering iron back on. Got my set of 4. I can help it along a little bit with a twist. Bend them over, stick the doubled end in. We can try that too while my iron heats up. See how well that works. It's hard to bend them that flat, actually. Yep. Well, I bent one. It's just got a loop on the end. See if I can flatten it with tweezers. Not really. Yeah, it worked eventually. Alright, that's not even the one I needed. But we'll try it on the next one. Bend. Squeeze. And in you go. Alright, that worked. Alright, I'm turning the soldering iron back off. It's your fault, Catron, so you know. Oh, this one, I need my soldering iron again. Not a good junction on this pin. So I'm going to repair that. And it might be about hot enough to do it. There. That should be good. Whatever, we're gonna get it. The next thing I'm gonna have to figure out is what's up with that bootloader and how do I access it. Maybe if one of you guys has seen it before, it'd be a good opportunity to speak up. Yep, here I am pointing you at nothing again. Such a good video streaming host. Not quite. Maybe it's just U-boot that somebody changed the name on. It's also entirely possible this thing is a completely custom real-time operating system that has nothing to do with Linux. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Alright, I've got the pins in. Move my iron to a safer position. See what we remember. Gray was our ground. I don't remember which one was our RX and which one was probably our TX. So we're just gonna try plugging her up. We're gonna YOLO it. And OBS. Our VNC. And get our power cord. Oh, I unplugged the power cord while I was soldering. So I gotta plug that back in. That should be straightforward. Not even gonna switch my camera. That's how straightforward it should be. Just like that. All right. I don't know. Oh, that noise is probably pins touching each other, which it's not touching each other anymore. Here we go. Plug it in. That is not the noise I expected. Double check. None of these are touching. Yeah, that all looks good. So we're going to switch our TX and